There comes a time in life when one must choose the path of self-mastery over distractions, the road of discipline over fleeting pleasure. It is reserved for the individual who understands that solitude is not loneliness, it is preparation. There is a profound strength in solitude, a power that only those who embrace it will ever come to understand. The world often misinterprets being alone as loneliness, as if one's worth is determined by their companionship. But those who have achieved greatness did not fear being alone. They used it as their greatest tool. Solitude is not an absence of connection. It is the foundation of preparation, a sacred time when an individual sharpens their mind, refines their skills, and strengthens their spirit. Many waste their solitude, filling the silence with distractions that provide momentary relief but no lasting value. They seek company, entertainment, or shallow engagements to escape the discomfort of being alone. They do not realize that every moment spent avoiding solitude is a moment lost from building something extraordinary. The most powerful minds in history did not rise by surrounding themselves with noise. They rose by embracing the silence and allowing it to shape them. When you are alone, you are free from external influence. You are free to think, to dream, and to design the life you truly desire. You are not bound by the opinions of others, nor are you forced to compromise your vision to accommodate someone else's expectations. In solitude, your thoughts become clearer, your direction sharper, and your ability to execute stronger. Ancient. It is in these moments of quiet that ideas are formed, plans are structured, and ambitions take root. Solitude forces you to confront yourself. It removes distractions and exposes the reality of who you are and where you stand. This can be uncomfortable for many, as it reveals weaknesses, insecurities, and flaws that are easier to ignore in the company of others. But only by facing these truths can you correct them. It is in solitude that self-awareness is developed, and with self-awareness comes the power to change, improve, and elevate. The person who cannot sit alone with their thoughts, who cannot handle the weight of their own presence, is not yet ready for the greatness they seek. When you embrace solitude, you take control of your time, you dictate your schedule, you decide how your energy is spent, and you eliminate unnecessary influences that pull you away from your goals. You are no longer reacting to the needs and expectations of others. You are acting with purpose, moving with intention. This is where true growth begins. The hours you once spent in meaningless conversation or chasing temporary pleasures become the hours you now dedicate to self-improvement. The time once wasted on distractions is now invested in the development of your mind, your skills, and your ambitions. Solitude teaches discipline. Without the pressure of external accountability, you are left to hold yourself responsible. There is no one to remind you to work, no one to push you toward your goals. It is in this environment that true discipline is forged. The ability to wake up and pursue your dreams without anyone watching, without anyone applauding, is the mark of someone who is destined for greatness. Those who rely on external motivation will never sustain success. But those who cultivate self-discipline in solitude will build empires. In solitude, your mind becomes your greatest asset. The world moves at a relentless pace, filled with distractions that keep people from ever truly thinking for themselves. But when you step away from the noise, you gain the ability to think deeply, to strategize, and to create without influence. You begin to develop original ideas, to form independent thoughts, and to recognize opportunities that others overlook. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in history were born in moments of isolation, moments when the mind was free to explore new possibilities without interference. Solitude also strengthens resilience. When you learn to stand alone, you become unshakable. You do not depend on others for validation, support, or motivation. You develop an inner strength that allows you to push forward regardless of circumstances. The person who learns to rely on themselves is the person who cannot be broken. When challenges arise, they do not seek comfort in others. They look inward, drawing from the strength they have built through years of solitude. Those who fear solitude will always seek the company of others, even at the cost of their own growth. They will settle for relationships that do not serve them, engage in conversations that do not uplift them, and surround themselves with people who add no real value to their lives. But those who understand the power of solitude will never accept mediocrity. They will use their time wisely, building themselves into individuals so strong, so capable, and so disciplined that when the right opportunities and the right people come, they are fully prepared to receive them. The truth is, solitude is not a punishment. It's a privilege, meant a privilege. It is the time given to those who are meant for more, those who are called to create, to lead, and to build. It is the season of preparation that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, and those who embrace it, who use it, who master it, will rise above all those who feared it. Before seeking companionship, one must first build a life that is strong, independent, and worth sharing. But the truth is, no one can complete you if you have not first completed yourself. The strongest individuals, the ones who attract the right opportunities and relationships, are those who have invested in themselves first. They have built a foundation of success, discipline, and self-respect long before inviting anyone into their lives. A life worth sharing is a life of purpose. It is built through focus, sacrifice, and relentless self-improvement. It is not dependent on another person for validation or happiness because fulfillment comes from within. Many people waste years chasing love before they have even discovered who they are or what they truly want in life. They attach themselves to relationships without first establishing their own vision. And as a result, they lose themselves in the process. They make compromises that weaken their potential. They settle for situations that limit their growth. And they become trapped in cycles of mediocrity. Building yourself first means mastering your mind, your emotions, and your ambitions. It means dedicating time to learning, growing, and refining your skills. It is about becoming someone who stands strong on their own, not someone who constantly needs reassurance or support to function. A person who has built themselves does not seek relationships out of desperation. They attract them through their confidence and success. They do not cling to others because they fear being alone. They know their worth and choose only those who add value to their journey. Financial independence is one of the key pillars of building a life worth sharing. Many enter relationships without a strong financial foundation, relying on others to provide stability. This creates an imbalance where one person becomes dependent, losing the ability to make choices freely. True freedom comes from financial strength, the ability to take care of yourself, to make decisions without fear, and to build a future on your own terms. When you have financial independence, you are not controlled by circumstances or by the expectations of others. You can invest in your dreams, take risks, and create opportunities without hesitation. A life worth sharing is one that is rooted in self-discipline. It is easy to fall into habits that drain energy, waste time, and limit progress. Those who lack discipline are easily distracted, constantly pulled away from their goals by temporary pleasures and meaningless interactions. But the individual who has built themselves has learned to control their time and energy. They wake up with a purpose, they move with intention, and they do not allow anyone to derail their vision. They are focused on their growth, committed to their success, and unwilling to compromise their future for short-term comfort. Personal development is another essential aspect of building a strong life. Success is not just about wealth or career achievements. It is about evolving mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. A person who has not worked on themselves will struggle in relationships, bringing unresolved issues, insecurities, and emotional baggage into every connection. But the person who has taken time to heal, to grow, and to understand themselves will build relationships that are healthy, strong, and fulfilling. They do not seek validation from others. They already know their value. They do not fear being alone. They see solitude as a time of growth. When you build yourself first, you naturally attract people who are also strong, focused, and successful. Like attracts like. If you are still struggling with insecurity, self-doubt, and a lack of direction, you will attract people who reflect those same weaknesses. But when you have developed confidence, stability, and clarity in your vision, you will find yourself surrounded by individuals who push you higher. The wrong people fall away, and the right people come into your life, not because you chase them, but because your energy, your mindset, and your lifestyle aligned with them. Many people rush into relationships because they fear being left behind. They see others settling down, getting married, or starting families, and they assume they must follow the same path. But settling for the wrong relationship is far worse than waiting for the right one. Time spent in the wrong situation is time lost. Time that could have been used to build, to grow, and to create a future of limitless possibilities. Those who are patient, who focus on building themselves first, will find that when the right relationship comes, it enhances their life rather than complicates it. There is no greater gift you can give to yourself and to your future than the investment of time and effort in your own growth. Those who rush into relationships without first building a life of value often find themselves trapped, unable to escape the consequences of their impatience. But those who take the time to develop themselves, to establish success, and to create stability will experience relationships from a place of strength, not weakness. They will not need anyone to complete them. They will already be whole. Stability. Distractions are everywhere, pulling people away from their true purpose. They come in many forms. Relationships that do not serve growth, mindless entertainment, unnecessary drama, and fleeting pleasures that feel good in the moment, but add no value to the future. Success demands focus, and focus requires the discipline to eliminate anything that does not contribute to your vision. Too often, people allow distractions to consume their time, energy, and potential. They spend hours engaging in meaningless conversations, getting involved in situations that drain them, or chasing temporary validation instead of working toward their long-term goals. The most successful individuals in any field understand one fundamental truth. What you focus on expands. If your attention is scattered, your progress will be slow. If your mind is occupied with distractions, your results will reflect that lack of direction. Every moment spent on things that do not move you forward is a moment stolen from your future success. There are people who wonder why they are not achieving their goals, yet they spend more time reacting to social media, gossip, or relationships that bring no real value instead of building their dreams. They allow emotions to dictate their decisions, getting caught up in temporary situations that add no long-term benefit to their life. Eliminating distractions requires a conscious effort to cut ties with anything that does not align with your vision. This may mean distancing yourself from certain people, breaking free from unhealthy habits, or restructuring your daily routine to remove unnecessary interruptions. It means having the discipline to say no, even when it is tempting to indulge in comfort or entertainment. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not talent or luck. It is the ability to stay focused when distractions are constantly competing for attention. Those who master focus achieve their goals faster because they do not waste time on what does not matter. Relationships, when not carefully chosen, can be one of the biggest distractions. A partnership that does not align with your vision can drain your energy, shift your priorities, and weaken your ambition. Many people sacrifice their dreams because they become too emotionally invested in someone who does not share their drive or their mindset. They begin adjusting their goals to fit someone else's expectations, compromising on their vision instead of building the life they originally set out to create. The wrong relationship can cost years of progress, and by the time they realize it, they are left with regret, wondering where their potential went. Time is the most valuable resource, and it cannot be wasted on people or situations that offer nothing in return. The harsh truth is that not everyone deserves access to your time or energy. Some people enter your life only to distract you, whether intentionally or not. They bring drama, negativity, or a lack of ambition that slowly pulls you away from your path. It is not enough to simply set goals. You must also protect your environment, ensuring that everything and everyone around you supports your growth. If someone does not inspire, encourage, or push you toward your vision, they do not deserve a place in your life. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. There will always be temptations to waste time, to seek validation, to indulge in comfort instead of pushing through discomfort. The world is designed to keep people distracted. Entertainment is endless. Social media is addictive, and there is always an easy escape from hard work. But the most successful people are those who choose to focus on their goals, regardless of the distractions around them. They do not make excuses. They make adjustments. If something is pulling them away from their vision, they remove it without hesitation. Building a life of success requires an unshakable commitment to your goals. It means waking up every day with clarity, knowing exactly what needs to be done, and refusing to let anything interfere with that mission. It means choosing to work when others are wasting time, staying disciplined when others are making excuses, and staying committed when others are getting distracted. There is nothing wrong with enjoying life, but success requires balance. You cannot afford to let temporary pleasures come at the cost of long-term achievement. Some distractions come disguised as responsibilities or obligations. People may try to guilt you into giving your time and energy to things that do not serve you. They will question your focus, tell you that you are too serious, or try to pull you back into a lifestyle that does not align with your vision. But their opinions do not matter. What matters is the commitments you have to your future. The greatest test of discipline is the ability to stay focused despite the noise, despite the temptations, and despite the pressure to conform. Every great achievement in history was made possible by an individual who refused to be distracted. Those who rise to the top are not the most talented or the most fortunate. They are the ones who prioritized their vision above everything else. They eliminated what did not serve them, focused on what did, and refused to let anything or anyone pull them away from their purpose. The ability to cut out distractions and elevate your vision is not just a skill. It is the key to building the life you truly desire. Success is not built on luck or wishful thinking. It is built on intentional action, consistent effort, and an unwavering commitment to personal growth. Without discipline, even the most ambitious goals remain nothing more than dreams. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. And without it, success is impossible. Those who achieve greatness understand that discipline is not something that can be turned on and off when convenient. It must become a way of life. It is the foundation upon which all accomplishments are built. Many people have the desire to succeed, but few have the discipline to do what is necessary every single day. They set goals, but when challenges arise or motivation fades, they give up. They start projects with enthusiasm, but when the work becomes difficult, they lose interest. They promise themselves they will change, yet they continue falling into the same old habits that hold them back. This cycle of inconsistency is what separates those who merely dream from those who take action. Success belongs to those who have the self-discipline to do what needs to be done, even when they do not feel like doing it. Discipline is about making choices that serve your future, not just your present desires. It means sacrificing temporary comfort for long-term success. The disciplined person wakes up early to work on their goals, while others sleep in. They spend their time learning and improving, while others waste it on distractions. They stick to their routines, even when no one is watching. They do not rely on motivation because they understand that motivation is temporary. But discipline lasts forever. The most successful people in the world do not always feel motivated, but they have trained themselves to take action regardless of their emotions. The greatest challenge in developing discipline is overcoming the mind's resistance to discomfort. The human brain is wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain, which is why so many people struggle to stay consistent. When faced with hard work, the mind looks for excuses, distractions, and easier alternatives. But the disciplined individual learns to override these impulses. They push through discomfort because they know that nothing worth having comes easy. They understand that the more they resist instant gratification, the stronger they become. Each time they choose discipline over comfort, they build resilience, mental toughness, and an unbreakable work ethic. Discipline is what separates professionals from amateurs. Amateurs do what is easy. Professionals do what is necessary. The amateur goes to the gym when they feel like it, but the professional goes every day, no matter what. The amateur saves money only when it is convenient, but the professional follows a strict financial plan. The amateur works on their goals only when they are inspired, but the professional treats their goals like a non-negotiable responsibility. This level of discipline is what leads to mastery, success, and extraordinary results. Time is the most valuable resource, and disciplined people know how to use it wisely. Every minute wasted is a minute stolen from the future. Those who lack discipline often procrastinate, telling themselves they will start tomorrow, next week, or next year, or next year. But tomorrow never comes for those who are unwilling to act today. The disciplined individual understands that success is built in the present moment. They do not wait for perfect conditions or the right mood. They take action now. They structure their days with precision, eliminating distractions and dedicating time to the activities that will bring them closer to their goals. One of the greatest benefits of discipline is the confidence it creates. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, You begin to trust yourself. You no longer doubt your ability to succeed because you have built the habits and work ethic required to achieve your goals. Confidence is not something that can be faked. It is earned through discipline. When you have proven to yourself time and time again that you can do hard things, nothing feels impossible. This inner strength is what allows disciplined individuals to take risks, face challenges, and continue pushing forward, no matter what obstacles stand in their way. Success is not a single event. It is the result of small, disciplined actions repeated over time. Every decision, every habit, every sacrifice adds up. The individual who commits to discipline today will see the results in the months and years to come. Those who fail to develop discipline will always wonder why success seems out of reach. But the truth is, success is not out of reach. It is simply reserved for those who are willing to earn it through consistent effort, self-control, and an unshakable commitment to their vision. The ability to move in silence is one of the most powerful strategies for success. In a world where people are quick to announce their plans, share their every move, and seek validation from others, those who understand the power of silence hold the greatest advantage. When you operate quietly, you eliminate unnecessary opinions, protect your energy, and prevent distractions that could derail your progress. Success does not require public approval. It requires focused strategy and relentless execution behind the scenes. Many people fail to reach their goals because they talk too much about what they are going to do instead of actually doing it. They share their ambitions with friends, family, or even strangers seeking encouragement or validation. But in doing so, they invite criticism, doubt, and sometimes even envy. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some will secretly hope you fail, while others will actively try to sabotage your progress. By keeping your goals to yourself, you eliminate the risk of external negativity influencing your mindset or decisions. Silence allows you to build without interference. When no one knows what you are working on, they cannot distract you, discourage you, or plant seeds of doubt in your mind. You are free to focus on your work without the pressure of outside expectations. Many people feel the need to prove themselves by announcing their plans, but the most successful individuals let their results speak for them. They do not waste time explaining their vision to those who may not understand or support it. They simply put in the work, stay committed, and reveal their success only when it is undeniable. Moving in silence also protects your energy. Every conversation about your goals takes mental and emotional effort. When you constantly explain your ambitions, you drain energy that could be used for execution. Not everyone will understand your vision, and not everyone needs to. Some people will question your decisions, try to impose their own fears onto you, or convince you that your dreams are unrealistic. The more you talk, the more you give others the opportunity to influence your thoughts. But when you stay silent, you maintain control over your mindset, your actions, and your destiny. Success is built in private long before it is recognized in public. Athletes train for years before they ever compete on the big stage. Entrepreneurs work tirelessly behind the scenes before their businesses gain recognition. Artists perfect their craft in solitude, their craft before the world sees their masterpieces. The process of greatness is rarely seen because true success is when no one is watching. Those who understand this embrace the grind, knowing that their time will come if they remain disciplined and consistent. Moving in silence also eliminates unnecessary pressure. When you announce your goals, you create expectations that may not align with your timeline or process. People will start asking questions, looking for results, and even doubting you if progress is not immediately visible. This added pressure can make you second-guess yourself or feel the need to prove something to others. But when you keep your plans private, you work on your own terms. You are free to make adjustments, take detours, and build at your own pace without feeling rushed or judged. Another advantage of silence is the element of surprise. When people do not know what you are working on, they cannot predict your moves. This gives you the freedom to make strategic decisions without interference. It keeps potential competitors guessing and prevents those with ill intentions from disrupting your progress. Many successful individuals operate under the radar, making power moves that no one sees coming until it is too late. By the time the world realizes what they have accomplished, they are already 10 steps ahead. The greatest leaders and underachievers understand that talking less and doing more is the key to winning. They do not seek approval or validation from the crowd. They do not waste time explaining their every step. They focus on executing their vision, staying disciplined, and allowing their success to be their response. Those who talk the most often accomplish the least, while those who work in silence achieve results that speak louder than any words ever could. Long-term success is not built on temporary motivation, but on the ability to remain consistent, no matter the circumstances. Many people start strong, but fail to sustain their efforts over time. They work hard for a short period, expecting quick results, and when they do not see immediate progress, they give up. It requires showing up every single day, putting in the work, and staying committed even when progress is invisible. Consistency separates those who dream from those who achieve. Anyone can set a goal, but few have the discipline to stick with it when challenges arise. The most successful people in the world are not always the most talented or the smartest. They are simply the ones who refuse to quit. They have mastered the ability to do the right things repeatedly, regardless of how they feel. They do not wait for inspiration or motivation. They create their own momentum through daily action. While others start and stop, change directions, or lose focus, they remain steady on their path, knowing that every small step adds up over time. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with consistency is their obsession with immediate results. They expect to see progress overnight, and when that does not happen, they become discouraged. But success is like planting a seed. It takes time to grow. If you plant a seed and keep digging it up to check if it is growing, you will never see the results. Instead, you must water it daily, give it sunlight, and trust the process. The same principle applies to building a business, developing a skill, improving health, or achieving any major goal. Those who succeed are those who have the patience to keep working, even when nothing seems to be happening. Consistency also builds habits, and habits shape your destiny. What you do daily determines where you end up in life. If you consistently waste time, procrastinate, or engage in bad habits, your future will reflect that. But if you consistently put in the effort, make smart choices, and stay disciplined, you will inevitably reach success. The key is to design your daily routine in a way that aligns with your goals. It is not about making huge changes all at once, but about making small improvements every day. Over time, these small actions compound, leading to massive results. Many people allow emotions to dictate their actions, but consistency requires working even when you do not feel like it. There will be days when you are tired, unmotivated, or discouraged. There will be times when progress seems slow and doubts creep in, but success is reserved for those who push through these moments. It is easy to work hard when you are excited, but true discipline is built when you show up even on the hardest days. The difference between winners and losers is not talent or luck. It is the ability to keep going when most people quit. Consistency is also the key to building credibility and trust. Whether in business, relationships, or personal development, people respect those who are reliable and disciplined. If you are inconsistent, people will not take you seriously. They will see you as someone who starts things but never finishes them. But when you are consistent, you earn the trust of others, and more importantly, you build trust in yourself. You develop confidence in your ability to succeed because you have a track record of following through on your commitments. There will always be obstacles along the way, setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. But these challenges are not reasons to stop. They are opportunities to grow. Every failure teaches a lesson, every setback builds resilience, and every challenge strengthens character. Those who stay consistent despite difficulties eventually break through. They understand that temporary struggles are part of the journey, and that persistence always pays off in the end. In the end, success is not about making one big move. It is about making the right moves consistently over time. It is about showing up every day, putting in the effort, and refusing to quit no matter what. Those who commit to this mindset are the ones who rise to the top, while those who seek shortcuts or give up too soon remain stuck. The path to greatness is not complicated. It is simply a matter of doing the work every day without excuses. Success is not a matter of chance. It is a result of deliberate choices, unwavering focus, and relentless execution. Staying single allows you to build yourself without unnecessary distractions. It gives you the space to develop discipline, master your craft, and focus entirely on your goals. Without discipline, even the greatest ambitions remain unfulfilled. Moving in silence protects your energy, eliminates external negativity, and allows you to make strategic moves without interference. But all of this means nothing without consistency. True success belongs to those who show up every single day, putting in the work regardless of circumstances, emotions, or obstacles. The world does not reward those who talk about their plans. It rewards those who execute them. Those who rise to greatness are not the ones who seek validation, but the ones who dedicate themselves to the process. They do not allow distractions, setbacks, or temporary failures to derail them. Instead, they use every challenge as fuel, every setback as a lesson, and every moment as an opportunity to grow. If you want to change your life, you must commit fully to your journey. Remove unnecessary distractions, build yourself into the person capable of achieving greatness, and remain disciplined in your actions. Move in silence, let your success be your proof, and above all, because in the end, success is not about making one big move. It is about making the right moves every single day until your results speak louder than any words ever could.